It's alright. The intro messed up anyway. It's all good. Guys, I did it again. I flubbed the intro.
God damn it.
Well, that's just the norm. When you don't screw it up is when everyone's surprised. So.
Yeah, I know. When it goes smoothly, then like nobody knows what to think, and we're just kind of caught off guard and with our pants down.
No, you know what I've noticed? When it goes smoothly, we have fewer viewers. The video on demands also get fewer viewers. We need to screw it up every time.
So what you're saying is they're not here for information, they're here for the jackassery.
Yeah, pretty much.
At this point, what else is there?
Look, I've seen what some of our people say in chat. I see what they say on Twitter. They get their information from sources way before we even talk about it. They just want to see us be stupid.
Yeah, they want to hear they want to hear like a second opinion, though it may not necessarily be ours.
And it may not necessarily be the one they want to hear.
Yeah. In fact, I'm pretty sure most often than not, it's not.
That's true.
We make it work, though. People keep coming back.
Except for, the show hosts. They seem to be dropping left and right.
Yeah, that's something that we got to address with, like, HR or something.
Yeah. You want to look pretty, though, in my video? Whoa. Where did I walk into?
Oh, man.
Hey, everyone. So, there's old Dirty Bastard songs going on in the background right now. Wu-Tang Clan and SDR are very similar. We are nothing to fuck with, correct?
Yeah,
agreed.
Yeah, the fact that you're listening is you're already fucking up. We ain't nothing to fuck with. Yeah.
See? There you
We
go.
stay failing.
But you see, this is how things work. We give the members who aren't here shit, and then boom, they just magically appear.
I've been here.
No,
Since
you haven't.
the intro got fucked up.
Lies.
You jumped in right around the time that it messed up. Bless your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I
man.
could have got here sooner. I just didn't feel like it.
Damn, okay.
Wow.
I was busy talking about my
Didn't know we
career
were
and my
just straight
future.
ducking now.
Man,
I was looking for my future.
Look, your future is in
Seth
America.
Rollins?
That's all you need to know.
Hey, I heard there's a bell ringing opening over at WWE now, so. Maybe.
God. Dude.
Nice.
Lillian Garcia, I knew it was your fault.
So, let's get this out of the way. I didn't watch any of the wrestling last night.
Wow.
I saw a gif of Undertaker and Brock Lesnar laughing at each other,
That was pretty amazing.
and a gif of Lesnar giving Undertaker the finger, and that's about it. So, vent out your frustrations with last night, because apparently it was shit from what everyone said.
I'll say overall, I thought SummerSlam was a pretty decent show. I thought that there were a couple bad finishes, Undertaker Brock being one of them, and I thought that it sort of hurt the show. Just the ending to that match. Because honestly, up until that point, I thought Brock and Undertaker were having about the best match they could have when one of the guys is 50 and the other guy is just known for dropping people on their heads.
Like when one of them's 50 and the other one's known for potentially killing people.
Dude, like the most indicative tweet of that is like somebody tweeting to Jim Ross saying, "Wow, looks like Lesnar's working pretty stiff tonight." And Jim Ross is like, "He's not a ballet dancer, man."
Yeah, exactly. Like, fucking watching Brock Lesnar is like watching the Steiner brothers in '91. Like, it's like every clothesline you see is literally Rick Steiner trying to rip the other guy's head off just because he's a dick.
The stiffest of Frankensteiners.
Yeah, dude. I don't know how many times it looked like Scott was gonna kill somebody.
Yeah.
Plenty.
But
Plenty's a number.
Most likely himself.
I just thought that. I'll say this: the idea behind the finish for Undertaker Lesnar was good. I like that, we had somebody else who saw something that the ref didn't see. There was controversy. I thought what was bad is that it was the bell ringer. They should have set up like a second referee,
Which is what they
something
normally
like
do for that, right?
Yeah, something like somebody who is on the like an outside enforcer, and then like have the outside enforcer call for the bell, but he's not the main referee, so there's a disagreement, and then they restart the match. That's the normal sort of thing. But from the bell ringer's vantage point, I can't imagine he could really see Undertaker tapping out.
Nah, that looked like it wasn't even facing towards the bell ringer. Like it was facing towards like the audience on like the Cesaro section. That's what it was facing.
Yeah. So I feel like And basically, the bell ringing, nobody bought it.
Yeah.
Like nobody actually thought that was the end of the match, which I think you took the crowd out of it a little bit, because immediately everybody knew that when the bell rang, there was some bullshit ending coming.
Right.
If there had been another referee to call for the bell, then there was an argument. See, people would have immediately bought into the Dusty finish.
Right.
They'd have been like, "Oh, that dude just called for the bell. This match is over." So, I don't know. I thought that really weakened it. I thought, honestly, for as much as the Jon Stewart interference was silly, I thought it established, again, that Seth Rollins is somebody who will do anything to keep the title.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of that sneaky, underhanded champ. So I like that.
I just like that
It's
he
the
got
win
into
by
the...
any means necessary.
I just like that he got in the ring and he missed his cue, or he did it too early to, like, nail John Cena, and he was like, "Oh wait, I'm supposed to make it look like I'm supposed to hit Seth Rollins." So,
yeah, it was a little awkward. I won't disagree that it definitely looked like he was standing there a little bit too long.
making them tough decisions, baby.
But I thought overall that was fine. The only other bad finish was Rusev Dolph double countout.
Yeah.
I was honestly wondering if it was supposed to be that, because it almost looked like Dolph was getting up too slow. But
Just
I
like
assume it was probably a double countout, so we get that shitty mixed tag match next month.
That's what I'm
Holy
thinking, man.
fuck.
Like, you're just... Because, like, Lana's obviously, getting pretty comfortable with slapping people in the face, so...
Hey, man, the shoes keep coming off.
Yeah, it's true, man. Like, she don't even come down there in shoes anymore. She's practically Rusev at this point.
So
Fucking Lana and Dolph Ziggler looked like they were going to go hang out in Williamsburg with the vaudevillains after the
God.
fucking show.
Freaking
Fucking
Canadian...
just Denim Danny over
freaking
there.
Canadian
Goddamn.
tuxedos.
Just Canadian tuxedos as far as the eye can see, and it's the acid wash Canadian tuxedo that makes it worse.
Jesus.
I was like, am I at a Bon Jovi show? What the fuck just
They're
happened?
just living on a prayer, man.
Well, Dolph
God
Ziggler is
damn,
totally that kind of guy, so it might be like, just in line with his character, because, he has the denim vest.
Yes, man.
Ugh.
Is Chris Jericho going to be their theme song from now on? Fucking Fozzy?
Oh,
Just get
no.
the full hair metal going?
Oh, dude, I kind of hope that happens, because at that point, that's the only thing that could save this whole storyline that nobody wanted to watch from the beginning.
Nobody wanted to see the story continue.
No.
Nobody. Before SummerSlam, I was like, all right, Ziggler came back. Just put Dolph over Rusev so that Rusev can move on and do something useful. I am so fucking sick of Dolph Ziggler at this point.
Yeah.
Like, his shelf life, it had expired about a year and a half ago. When he started trying to, do comedy in the middle of all of his promos, he's not funny. He's not fucking funny. His delivery is awful.
He's working on
serious
it.
Dolph Ziggler, I miss that guy. Where did he go?
Yeah, when was he like an asshole? And he was like, he was basically Seth Rollins.
Yeah, kinda.
Like, do whatever it takes to win, even nail the commissioner.
So
Yeah.
his height was AJ and Big E as his entourage, and ever since then it's been a slow descent into I don't give a fucksville.
Just really talented though. Still, I just think that they aren't comfortable putting him in anything long lasting, because the dude's a freaking he's a paper cup.
Yeah, he needs to go somewhere where they don't let him talk. Like, go to Japan. Dolph, just go to Japan.
You telling me he won't get a concussion in Japan?
I'm just, I'm tired of the guy.
Oh man.
But other than that, I thought that even if I didn't necessarily agree with who went over, I thought all the finishes were pretty clean. I thought everybody tried to work their ass off. I mean, it's still not touch and takeover. Nothing's fucking touch and takeover.
Yeah. Well,
That show gave all the good feels.
Those guys are gonna do whatever it takes to put on a good show. Like, when you get to the Raw or Superstar level, then it's just kind of like, how am I gonna get through this night without hurting myself so badly that I won't want to wrestle my match on Raw the next night? And so the testament to that, obviously, is Kevin Owens, who's probably going to be in action tonight. The guy's got 2 huge matches back to back, and then he's got tonight, workhorse, all the way through.
But don't worry, he's fat, so he can't get over.
Damn it, H.
That's not him.
It isn't? I heard
all the signs point to Kevin Dunn being the guy who is holding Owens back, because
Kevin...
Triple H really wanted Owens. That's why he actually came to the main card so fast. So, but who knows? I mean, that's just rumors. Who knows why he's kind of spinning his wheels in the mid card right now? He did go over Cesaro at SummerSlam, so that was the right guy winning, I think. It sucked that they had to have both of them in the same match because I feel like they're both sort of kind of stuck in this, not quite a top level guy, but definitely above the normal mid card, so they're sort of in limbo right now.
Yeah. The worst thing about Cesaro though is that if he's ever gonna get traction, it's always gonna have to be on his own steam. Like it doesn't seem like he's ever going to get that Paul Heyman push again. And they've actually spoken about that about the time that he was a Paul Heyman guy, and it was basically just like, yeah, we literally didn't know what to do with this guy, so we figured Paul Heyman could make it work, and he did. And then they broke him up again, and he went right back down to the shitter, teaming up with Tyson Kidd, which was working for a little while, and yeah, you know how that went.
Yeah.
So.
Well, going down to NXT gave Tyson a real personality, so putting them together, two guys who had chips on their shoulder for, basically being people that the crowd wanted to see, but apparently nobody else in the front office did. So that helped them do something, and then of course Tyson just got hurt.
Yep.
But I think he now he's hitting his stride. I think he'll do well. I just think that they need to let him talk more so that he gets more comfortable about it, but they seem very, very hesitant to let him have a microphone, which sucks. And I think it's just because of his accent.
Yeah, which is stupid.
Yeah.
They did the same thing. They've been doing that for years. Like they wouldn't remember the whole Taka Michinoku saga where like he just didn't say shit until he became a heel.
Oh, or when they used the really bad like movie dub where he just said like fucking they just gave him like this big deep voice like I am here. It was like a stupid kung fu movie dub.
Yeah, that was pretty horrible.
Yeah, him and Funaki, that was awful.
But wasn't Funaki SmackDown #1 announcer?
I've heard about that. I just don't know.
I heard that Taka is coming, motherfucker.
He's what?
He's coming.
Oh.
You think you can beat me? You can't beat me.
Oh, well.
Takeover blew everything out of the water. It's easily the best.
No way.
Easily the best show I've seen since Wrestle Kingdom this year.
Yeah, it's like NXT is actually good.
Yeah, it's like truly like they're a wrestling federation, not some horrible knockoff of Saturday Night Live where we start with a 20-minute monologue and then we just go into fucking skits for the next hour and a half. Notice to WWE, you're not a goddamn variety show. It's a wrestling program, you fucks.
So they're not going to have Bush as the musical act?
No, what they're going to have is they're going to have some fucking like metalcore or butt rock. That'll be the musical act.
That's my stuff.
I'm okay with butt rock.
Look, I like me some generic metalcore. Like, say what you will about the Seth Rollins theme, like it gets me amped.
It's my whole alarm clock, man. Brushing my teeth. Oh my god! But yeah, I enjoyed SummerSlam. I'll give it a solid 8, and that's with the Taker finish because I knew that it wasn't going to be a clean finish, and given like all the weird stuff that had been happening with like the Jon Stewart thing, I was like, they're going to try something funny, and it's not going to go over very well because they're really bad at timing. So I'll forgive him for that. I won't forgive him for, insisting Rusev wear boots. I hope they get rid of that soon. I don't care if he breaks his ankles. Let him break his fucking ankles.
Speaking of boots, by the way, Kofi Kingston's shoes.
Those boots were the fucking best.
Yo, the Adidas?
Just the fucking golden winged Adidas. Jesus Christ.
Beautiful.
Are there pictures of these?
Yes, there's pictures.
Yes, there definitely are.
There's definitely pictures of everything that happened throughout that entire match because, like,
New Day dancing when they won, Kofi's dance when he got the pin. Holy shit,
dude! Like that dance—that's the freaking paperboy dance. Like that dude that's like trying to pull his pants up on the corner.
Yeah,
that's the paperboy dance, man.
Yo, that's actually true.
So yeah, that was probably my favorite match of the night. Just everybody was awesome. Even Los Matadores, despite still being completely ambiguous.
Just They are truly like the conquistadors of this decade. Like they're just literally kind of there.
They even like gave him a chance to say like, because there was a Raw Fallout last week where like they asked him like, hey, so what are you guys expecting to do at this Fatal 4-Way? And they're just like, everybody thinks we're a joke. We're gonna show them who we are. And I'm like, okay, there's some personality there finally, and yeah,
and
nothing.
Then at the end of the interview, they did ole, and you're like, never mind.
Yeah, fuck, you had it. Oh man, so
I swear, all they really need to do is get rid of the fucking bull mascot, or at least stop playing it as a gag. And I think people would take them a little bit more seriously. I really do. And maybe because they fucking have masks on, could you just do like the old tag team switch thing? Like halfway through the match, like, just use what you got. I mean, the gimmick sucks, but use what you got at least.
Yeah, and sure, it's gonna make them heels, but it'll give them like some good heel heat because it's twin magic, Yeah,
exactly.
That pisses everybody off. I think they just need to go full Vega.
Yeah.
Just come out there, claws, say they work for an underground crime syndicate, and they're disguised as bullfighters by day. And they just,
wow, dude, now you're just going a little bit weird on me.
Here to sell glow to all the wrestling superstars.
Oh, glow.
Glow.
It's so black and white. Like, you look at NXT, how they've been booking, it follows a logical conclusion. It's a pattern, and yes, I could have told you most of the results that were going to happen in an NXT show, but that for me was actually the good part. Like, the anticipation building to, say, like the big win for Bayley. Mm-hmm. Like, that was a huge thing because everybody thought she was going to win, but once you got into the matches, there was a couple times I was like, man, maybe she's not. So, and for me, that made it that much better when she did win.
It's the good sell, man.
Exactly. It's like you get emotion from the match and the near falls. I don't get emotion from like the thought that like, well, maybe they're gonna swerve me today. And
yeah, that's just kind of like the only emotion that we get from that is just like I can't relax.
That's the only one I get out of it.
I'm just like clenching for the next 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, meanwhile, you have the emotion of Undertaker Lesnar, which was, how are we gonna screw this up?
Yeah.
And then they did, and I was like, okay.
Were we going to be disappointed if they didn't? Because I was just, at a certain point, I was like, this is going too well.
Yeah.
I don't think I can enjoy this anymore because I keep looking for the screw up.
Even though you saw a lot of pretty good reactions on Sunday night for SummerSlam, just the reactions that the NXT crowd, which was probably largely the same crowd in a lot of ways, was giving on Saturday night. It's like when Blue Pants came out with the Vaudevillains, like, not only everybody knew who she was, some people obviously anticipated because you heard "We Want Blue Pants" chants before, and like the crowd was fucking like hype about that. It was like, it was a surprise, but because these people know how wrestling works, there was an anticipation, and it makes things better when things actually follow logically, and you're not doing some Vince Russo bullshit crash TV. Guess what? We got you guys.
Oh boy.
People enjoy it more.
Yeah.
I mean, every once in a while you do want to shake something up with a surprise, and I've heard there are actually a couple surprises on Raw tonight, but you can't do that. If you do it every time, it's not a surprise anymore. It just pisses me off.
Yeah, and you just don't trust anybody. You just literally wait, like you said, waiting for the next swerve, and then it just becomes, a 3-hour viewing of garbage.
Yeah.
You're just sifting through. It's like, I don't know what this is going to be. It might cut me, but I'm going to keep reaching into it anyway because I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Anyway, good show. That's all I'm going to say. But we've got other news. Other good news. Big news for us. Everybody in the FGC. Revelator is out. Most likely you are watching the Mikado stream simultaneously as this one right now.
Yep.
So it's out, right? Like, I can go play it now?
Today is officially the day that
you can play it in Japan.
Yes, you can play it in Japan at probably every arcade in the country.
No.
No?
No.
So I can't turn on my PS Triple and update and also
No,
revel in the Revelator.
And honestly, watching Revelator a couple things came to my mind. One, that game looks really a bunch nicer, and I'm almost going to guarantee it's not going to be on PS3.
Yeah.
And two, Jacko is going to be a nightmare for netplay.
Yes.
Like, I don't know how you'll be able to do it. There's just too much shit.
I wanted to ask you guys, do you think the gameplay looks a bit faster?
I was
I
going
thought
to
it
say
looked
that it
faster.
did, yeah.
Yeah, okay. It does look faster to me, that's why. I saw people arguing about it online, but it just looks faster.
It looks faster. A couple things people have been throwing around, though, is because of Nico quality. Maybe it was dropping some frames because obviously whenever people stream on Nico, the quality's shit garbage.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why it was looking faster. But no, I definitely thought it looked faster.
Yeah, I'm watching on Jonio streaming on Twitch right now, and it still looks fast.
Still looks faster.
Yeah.
I'd be interested if it's a little bit faster and it's a little bit more like the old game in that way. I would be fine with a little bit of a speed boost because it's not significantly faster, but you can tell.
Mhm.
At least I thought.
Also, what the hell is this giving Johnny Air Mistfinder thing? What the hell?
I have no
It
idea.
looks sick as shit. I like it.
So
why?
does he like not have like the other air moves?
Senga's missing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
He doesn't
Yeah.
have Insenga and he doesn't have Divine Blade. He has a new move that basically replaces Divine Blade.
He does it with his feet.
But
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't you just rather have Mistfinder in the air anyways than Senga? You know,
I mean, yeah, kind
I wonder
of.
how it affects advantage wise.
That's a good question.
It seems like, just looking at stuff, it seems like it's positive on block. I don't know. Also, it changes his jump arc, and he falls slower when he's doing it.
Yeah, he gets like the float.
Yeah.
after.
Is it?
Oh, wow. That's
Does it
good.
look like it has overhead property, or is it?
Yeah,
just...
it's no. I
Yeah.
think they had a demonstrative stream earlier, and one of the things they showed is how he has a new normal where he hops into the air, and it looks like Air Mistfinder isn't overhead, like the one that angles downward. That obviously is
Right.
like meant for that.
So it's
Yeah,
kind
I-
of like place in Senga, but
Yeah.
maybe even be
It
better.
also, yeah, one of the things they kind of showed that looks like might be a bit more advanced use is since it's the stance in the air, which means you can cancel it in the air. They showed an example of doing like a really high jump kick, Air Mistfinder, hold, and then fall with another kick.
I just
Is
want to
level
say
3 still the same on Mistfinder?
it should be.
Level 3.
Huh.
Oh,
No,
It's
it's
like
not the
it's not
multi-slashes.
multi-
It's
it's like
not
a
multi-slashes.
big-
It's a
no.
huge ass slash.
yeah.
Okay, that's what
I
that is. I
was-
was about to say because like your freaking Mistfinder looks gigantic, but it was just level 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask. I'm watching right now. Every time he's doing level 2 Mistfinder, Soul is just rolling back, like he's getting a hard knockdown and rolls to the corner. Was it
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that? in the old
or
game?
he just
There was a
hooks the
slide
wall.
in the other games. It's
Slide?
just
Oh, okay,
animated
same
differently.
thing then. Okay.
Yeah, once we got to basically before Accent Core, all of the Mistfinder, like both mid and so mid Mistfinder just popped up, low Mistfinder just popped up a little bit higher, and then up Finder just they would just go flying back if it hit them.
Mhm.
And then if you were close enough to the wall, they would actually they didn't wall bounce until AC. Now that I think about it. But then in AC, it was like if you hit them with mid Mistfinder, they went into slide. Low Finder threw them behind you, and then the up one they would wall bounce.
Okay.
So
Anybody seen any jam stuff yet?
no, she's not. Apparently, she's not going to be available for at least another 2 weeks.
Ah, interesting.
Hmm.
She's not in the game right now. She's going to be added as an update.
I think what they have in place of Jam is, what is it? All the different like creeps for Jacko. They all make up Jam, right?
Yeah.
That should just run Jam through an X-ray. It's just a bunch of goons.
So much of goons standing on top of each other in a suit.
So if
They're just
I
hella goons.
if I destroy Jacko's like structures that summon units, like
Do you
Do
get
I get
gold? Is that what you're asking?
do I get super minions? Like because their racks are down. Like,
So you're saying in the mirror match, if you blow
Yeah.
up her towers, do you get something?
yeah,
I don't think so. I was trying to talk during the restream. Biscuits was restreaming the thing from Nico this morning, and I was like, "Yo, why aren't we just calling them creeps?"
Yeah.
And they're just like, "Nah, man, we're not bringing more MOBA shit into this game." I'm like, "She's the MOBA character."
Yeah, pretty much. She's like those phone games where you
Somebody-
just have enemies lock at each other.
Somebody tried to call him a different term for creep from another game, and It happens to overlap with a term that I'm not fond of, so.
Oh.
Yeah,
No,
Tony, you
I'm
got
already
it, yeah.
getting. I'm already getting really upset. Like,
Yeah,
stop.
Oh, that's why it's the word that shall never be said as them.
Yeah.
But
Now that
dude,
I think about it, Twisted Metal's ruined me too now.
yeah, that's very true.
God.
I just feel like when I play against Jacko, I'm gonna have hella CS. Just
Yeah.
gonna go straight. Just gonna go straight to buying those big items.
It'd be funny if you just played Johnny and then just get like a Manta or something. It's like, dude, check out my sweet Mistfinder combo.
Actually,
Hit
wouldn't
like
that be
3 at a time.
What if it was like just every time that Johnny hit one of the creeps, he got like an extra coin?
That would be
Like,
so
ooh.
sick. Yo, Johnny just gets to farm up more coins by slapping minions down.
That's
God
crazy.
damn it.
So
You ruined it.
You know what? It's
You
fucking
killed
just
it.
there.
No,
I did.
it's over. It's over. Start Gase the minion. That's we're just gonna say it out loud now.
Binion.
since you were watching too last night, Paul, did you notice if her structures get more HP as they level up?
Yeah, I believe actually they do.
Okay. Because the highest I saw it level up to was 3, and I think that took about 30 to 35 seconds.
I think how it works too is if they get destroyed, they only go down 1 level.
Oh wow.
But I'm not 100% because reports coming out of the Loke tests were, obviously varied and people weren't sure. So I'm sure we'll know in the next couple days exactly how she works.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call them battle goblins.
Battle goblins.
Yeah.
Yo, the
Battle
Bee Gees?
goblins are taking our battle chest. Come on now.
Should have went mid, man.
The Bee
Shoulda
Gees,
went
man?
mid.
No, nope, not even. I don't know.
Solo mid.
But she does seem like a character who's going to be a combo maker's wet dream.
It's weird because because it seems like the fact that they sort of combo break your own combos. So
Yeah.
Like, how do you keep track of all that, right? You're just kind of like.
that's the thing. But the thing about it is not all of them attack, and they don't all attack at the same time. The ones that do.
Obviously, she should just be red armor from SVC Chaos instead.
Wow.
You literally
Yeah.
can't do anything.
It reminds me, the flying minions, or whatever the hell they're called. I don't even know.
The little ghost ones, or are you talking about Jacko?
Jacko.
Just gonna keep repeating
Her
that
flying
word.
shit?
Like just.
It reminds me exactly of Firebrand's crap. And I was telling people this in chat, and they told me I was dumb because apparently I don't know anime games, but whatever.
I like that. Whatever.
Looks like goddamn Firebrand shit.
Kind of does.
I don't know.
They also sort of look a little bit like the subcoms from Mario 2.
Yeah.
Sort of just like, that sort of like subcom B thing going on. But it's cool. We were kind of talking about this. I don't know how certain characters are going to beat her. Like Potemkin, Leo. Like, how do those characters get in? They have to immediately kill her at the beginning of the round.
I'm actually curious what happens if Potemkin flicks a minion. God dang it!
So
You
from
started
what
this.
So people are saying that the creeps and goons do not count as projectiles.
But can he flick them?
That's the thing, is if they're not projectiles, he can't flick it.
Well, I mean, he could still interact with stuff that's not for projectiles. It could be treated
Well, you
as
can
like.
punch the minions.
That's
But
true.
my
You
thing-
can't.
That's what I mean.
So-
Like, they still got to be interactable, right?
Yeah, you can.
Well, maybe-
Yeah, no, you,
deck 'em.
maybe-
you can definitely hit them. They're pretty.
So-
Like, they don't have a lot of life, as far as I recall.
They have a hitbox, right? But do they have a push box?
That
so-
I also
So
don't know.
basically, what you're asking us is if you like racquetball them back at Jacko.
No, not even just that. Like,
He means
you
if they
just
can,
like,
you can walk
like
through
if I did Hammerfall, would I just like fly through them and say, "Fuck
Yes,
you
I
guys,
think
I'm
you
out"?
do.
Yeah,
Actually.
I'm pretty sure you would.
So they
'Cause,
probably don't have a push box unless they're attacking, I'd assume.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It seemed like when I was watching last night, you can go through them as long as they're not attacking you.
Yeah.
And I think
And-
they only have an attack box. I don't think they're gonna have any push boxes because
Okay.
that would be really fucked up if they.
And what's
Yeah.
good, they were smart enough to do is that if you start to hit Jacko, they will not attack you. So you're not getting some like Elfelt Pineberry shit where you explode for trying to win.
Yeah.
They literally just kind of like, oh damn, they got our mans, and then they just get all frowny face.
So I don't have to get phase boots for the Jacko matchup.
No, you don't.
All right, not bad.
You can just Spirit Breaker right through that shit.
Good old Charge of Darkness.
But
Jesus Christ, did he just do that?
Yeah, you saw that the burst supers. Those
Yeah.
are funny.
Oh yeah.
So those are just like powered up versions of the existing
of the
supers. right?
cinematic supers.
Yeah, not like
Well,
every super.
No.
Wait, okay.
It's only each player only has.
Holy!
He
Jesus.
just did 90% damage to Chip.
Oh yeah, the
Chip.
freaking heavenly
I know,
Potemkin
Chip.
break.
Oh yeah, the heavenly.
Yeah, that shit's ridiculous. They're gonna have to do something about. I mean, I'm sure that's like.
No, they're
not
not.
the- oh,
They're gonna
okay.
leave it as intended because Potemkin needs to be good.
Working
Again.
as
They're
intended.
gonna leave it as intended because fuck Chip.
They're gonna give
Wow.
Potemkin Force Break Ice Clone.
Wow.
Just remember, don't jump. Potemkin has burst and 50 meter. If you jump and you got your back broken, you take that up with God.
Yeah.
So how does the mechanic work? You just burst and hit super, or is it
No,
something else?
so
Right.
every super now has a burst version, or not every super.
I
Specific
think you can
supers
just
have.
do a super with D. or
Yeah,
something.
pretty much. Some motions I think overlap. Like Elfelt, for example, her super is already with D, so she just gets an alternate input for it.
Hmm.
So it goes from double fireball to double hurricane.
So
Jesus.
One of the things I did point out though is that spending your burst on those supers makes normally non-instant invulnerable supers invulnerable at the beginning.
Wow.
So they showed Dead on Time how you can smack Dead on Time because it's like 7+1. So there's like actual startup before the flash. And they showed it. It's like Kai does sweep, does charge stun edge, and he'll get the reversal call out, but he won't get the super. But then they showed if he spends the meter on it, he just plows right through the fireball.
So I wonder
Yeah,
how
you
much
can
extra
still move or
invulnerability
play.
it's giving.
Decent amount.
Dude, that
I mean, that's good for Slayer then. He needs it
You guys
because
see
that character is still butt.
Potemkin did a blitz shield, but then like something else happened. From
yeah,
the blitz?
that's the
it's
focus
new
attack,
Blitz
man.
Follow-ups.
Focus
They're
attack.
optional. It's sort of like apparently people are comparing it to like the way focus attacks work.
Okay.
But there's never an unblockable. You can charge the blitz follow-up up to I guess level 3. It's never unblockable, but I guess level 3 is unblitzable. So you can't blitz it back.
And you're still stuck in recoil
You
from
tag
the
me, I
blitz.
tag you back.
I think if you charge up to level 3, they can still react to it, but because like that chip was DPing him out of the level 3.
Yeah, it only
Yeah.
takes one hit.
Yeah.
And it's not invuln, I don't think either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
The
really
only-
sounds like KOF 12's
Oh God, please.
CD mechanic.
Yeah.
I
It
really-
really
it's-
does.
The
Yeah.
company,
Well,
look,
luckily
I've already
it's
said
not
this on
a-
the show.
it's not
If
something
you
you
want to
get
see
for
new
getting beat up.
SNK games, just follow ArcSys work and play their
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Once they pretty much broke off from SNK, they became like.
They are new SNK. It's just you're not going to get King of Fighters anymore. I'm sorry, but you'll get something new.
You're gonna get Gear Fighters. That's it.
I mean,
Yeah,
that'd be
exactly.
fine too. It's just I don't know.
Imagine if
You're gonna
Soul
get
had a
Monarch
short
of
hop.
Brawlers.
Oh wait, his name was Holy Order Soul. All right, there we go. Holy Order Soul being the most SNK style character.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't.
It's not like he has short hops or. Oh wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
really stupid
Or
jump
wait a
heavy.
That explains why it took to him so well. Huh.
second. Yeah. Oh no, Order Soul definitely plays exactly like a frickin' just SNK game.
Yeah.
Like he's a KOF.
Charges. He even has old-fashioned charging super.
Yep. So.
What
I
a
don't know.
guy.
So I think the biggest questions people still have on their minds is when's Revelator going to come to console? And obviously Jam is coming, but who else is coming?
I
So
don't care about Revelator coming to console. When's it coming to PC?
never. So
That's not true. You see how all they
5
have?
years from now.
They have Battle Fantasia on PC. How are they not gonna have Revelator?
Dude, you know how long
How
that
old is
took?
Battle Fantasia again?
They put like every like other Blaze Blue and everything. They're just throwing them out. They're just throwing out the games.
Wow, they really are new SNK.
Told you.
Yep.
So
Pretty soon, Jacko's gonna have her own phone game that has like actual.
Oh shit.
Oh, a tower defense.
Dude, the
game?
minions are gonna be in Pachinko. Oh my God.
Dang it!
So obviously, for anyone who either caught the news or caught the stream this morning, they said Jam is not in the game yet. She will be updated, as I said earlier. And then The next big thing they said was they're doing a vote, and the vote will determine when Bridget is in the game. Basically.
Okay, I was talking about this last night. I do want to see older Bridget.
Mm-hmm.
Like I saw people talking about Guilty Gear lore last night in chat, saying like Bridget apparently wants to be more masculine but not be buff, or something like that. Apparently that's
Since I don't know the lore, people always said that, like, you know how like the characters in Guilty Gear had like these likes, dislikes, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was always said that, like, one of the things that Bridget said was that Bridget wanted to be more manly. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
See, what I want, I just want full ass deep voice Bridget with the same exact outfit, just beating the shit out of her.
Same teddy bear.
Another Freddie Mercury character.
That would be sick.
Well, I've already got all my characters, so I have no reason to vote. But this is only available to you if you can get a hold of the game, right?
Yeah, it's only going to be available in arcades.
Yeah.
So
And you have to meet certain criteria in order to.
It kind of looks like they're gonna do sort of what they're doing on the console version, like beating like arcade mode will get you in-game currency, and then I think you're gonna use in-game currency to vote. Although they haven't said that specifically yet.
Man, that's like some weird metaphor for life.
Right? So here's the stupid thing is that everybody knows the last few times they've ever done polls on Guilty Gear characters in Japan, top 2 characters are Bridget and Dizzy.
Mm-hmm.
And then third was like Johnny, who's already in the game.
How disappointing. It'll be forever until Biken comes back.
Well, Biken, I really do feel Biken would have to have a rework in order to work right in the new system with YRCs and shit.
Biken will be the item character. You just get more items.
Do we need more items?
Or just make her like what's his face from Sam Show 5, where she has 7 swords.
Oh yeah, that was sweet.
Yeah. Just the more you use your various swords, then you can use the big one.
That
That would be
basically
weird
useless.
for Biken, but maybe it happen.
I mean, unless you got it, it's like, oh, did I get the 7 sword at full screen? Time to win.
Give Biken like a robot arm hits
That's
harder.
what I said last week.
Wait, are you saying give Biken a bionic arm?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's already got like the
dreadlocks.
mechanical arm, like.
Yeah, but like
And dreadlocks?
And dreadlocks.
Something more technology rather than
Hold on.
I have a
Tony.
chain attached to my shoulder.
What if they go full Blade of the Immortal, where they just give her the worms and she just constantly regenerates during fights?
That could come into play.
She
with
already
that
has
whole...
all the
They should just make her the
hidden
lizard
weapons.
from
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
So-
She's now Lizard Bike.
Why did you bring up the Lizard Spider-Man, dude? You don't know what that does.
Because he was missing his arm, and then he got his arm back, and then he turned into a monster.
There's a video I need to show you later, Tony.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah,
So
I
here's the
personally
weird
do
thing
want
about
Bridget,
this whole
but-
vote
Or not Bridget. Biken.
is that
Jesus.
obviously
Go on,
Bridget or Dizzy will probably win. Meanwhile, Jack O has Bridget's 6//
Really?
/. It's the same damn move.
Oh.
It's where she kicks she kicks her
yeah,
ball
they
out,
kicks
and it's
ball
the
out.
same way
It's
that ball.
exactly the same move as
Like at the
yo-yo.
diagonal up?
Yeah.
Oh
And
man.
it's the same fucking move. In fact, it actually almost looks faster.
Ew.
So I'm hella confused by that. But
People need to vote to bring back Plus R Slayer.
you need to shut up.
Need to go to hell.
So, do you think that they will add Force Breaks back eventually, or at least
Well, I
something
think
else?
they're halfway there with this whole burst super thing.
I
Yeah.
kind of don't think we'll ever get Force Breaks back, personally.
That's-
Well, here's the thing. Jacko already has normal moves that spend meter.
yeah.
So now it's character specific. Darn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're done with the whole force break thing though, because it's just
So this burst super thing, isn't this also in BlazBlue?
No, it works differently. So Blaze, if you burst offensively, you get a mode or a status change, or
Yeah, but I
your
thought that
character
in
gets
the
affected.
newest one they added.
That is also different. You get like an exceed super that only happens while you're in OD.
Yeah, like certain characters just have a more powered up version of
Every
super.
character has a more powered up. Like,
Oh, okay.
like in Blaze, every character just has a completely new move that it's just hit all 4 buttons, and then I think it's hit all 4 buttons again.
Mm.
So just
But-
mash. All right. Gotcha.
So we're playing Under Night again.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty much,
technically, Arxis did it before French Bread. But
yeah.
The one thing
because they had the
people
one
have
more burst in Persona before freaking Undernight did it.
Well, if we want to go by that means, then let's talk about Heat while we're at it.
Oh, that's true. Talk about Blood Heat. That's true. I guess that's technically the first one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. So it's weird that they
While we're
sort
at
of
it.
gave a character one of Bridget's normals.
Let's talk about advanced mode.
Are we gonna talk about stylish mode in Revelator next? Get the fuck out of here.
Dude,
I'm talking
all right,
about
all right.
98, man. You gotta pop that super back in 97.
Plus the dot.
Yeah.
Oh
Take
my
me back
God.
to N Groove CVS 2 now.
Yeah.
Hey, that was one of the best groups. I don't care what anybody says.
It was actually really good in around 2001 for a little bit until roll canceling became a big thing, and then everybody's like, "Whoops!"
Yep. I mean, you can still roll cancel in N-Groove, but it's also like, why use it in N-Groove? We can use it in A-Groove.
Yeah, N Groove's not bad, but yeah, there's better grooves.
Yeah. I just wanted to talk, since we're going to talk about, we mentioned stylish mode for a second. I think everybody who enjoys Rising Thunder should just, play stylish mode.
Oh damn! All those one-button specials.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, except they don't quite work that way.
I know. It's just
Like I can't remember. I think it's certain specials actually get some properties janked around.
Yeah, there's some weird changes.
I think if I remember right, stylish mode bullet 720 is one button, but it's also jumpable.
Weird.
Yeah. So yeah, that's.
So it's like hidden nerfs to balance stylish mode.
Yeah, there was a guy that we used to go to the Super Arcade BlazBlue tournaments and just pick stylish characters, and I'm just like, dude, if there was something better to do with your life, like maybe meth, that probably would.
Wow, that's rough.
Like I'm that guy
Have
that
you
wins with stylish
considered
mode.
Drugs.
Yeah, like you want to go outside, we can talk about drugs.
dude.
Like farmies. Have you given a good thought about farmies?
The only thing I like that's farmed is vegetables and salmon.
Minerals?
sea minerals?
Speaking of which, I think about that because at work I saw there's like some method soap or something like that, and it's definitely called sea minerals, and that's all I could think about.
Did you just say meth head soap?
Well, yeah, kinda. It's more like meth OD soap, but
So you overdosed on the meth.
Meth OD soap. Just in case you overdose on the meth, try the soap.
You know, I'm pretty sure they make that here in Lancaster.
Well, they have sea minerals.
Sea minerals?
I need a beer.
But so obviously we don't have any other real details on this voting. We don't know how long it's going to go. We don't know when the character will be added. If it's going to be like this character will be added in the console version, this character will be added in the arcade version.
Also, I think everyone right now is under the assumption that it's a write-in. Or is it going to be like, hey, here's a list of characters?
Yeah, nobody knows if it's going to be like a hey, we're just going to let you pick from a list.
Yeah, so like imagine if it was, a write-in, suddenly I just bribe some guy in Japan and be like,
that's what I'm talking about.
Make a new Nessa card. I'm going to just keep funding you money to keep playing and rack up these points, and suddenly, Daisuke's going to come on screen and be like, and whoever these nuts is donated $4,000 to have Bullet in gear.
I would rather have Akatsuki being in gear now that, we'll just have him as the permanent guest character now.
Can we stop?
Did they mention whether or not the voting is going to be public, as in you can see the results live, or
also didn't say. They really didn't give many details at all about it.
All right.
They really just said like, yeah,
I'm
you're
sure
going to be able to vote,
transparency
and you can do it in the
isn't
game, and we're out.
I don't know. I think like there's just the Guilty Gear community obviously is just much larger than Japan. So I mean,
holy shit! I'm a fucking idiot. Everybody vote for Kunio.
Yeah. I mean, we could definitely get Kunio in there.
Yeah.
Arxis owns him, right?
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
What if they like compromise with us? We're like, we can't give you Kunio, but we can make him one of Jacko's minions.
Nope.
Well,
if they can't give me Kunio, I need to have like Billy or something. Actually, that'd be so cool if like one of like Faust's items is just like
just mini Kunio.
Yeah, like there's like the old NES sprite.
Yo, this new Leo.
He walks up and then he'll throw out the dragon feet and just like kick you 3 times and you get knocked down.
Is this a stage? Damn, this stage is fucking active as hell.
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of the new stages.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah.
With the advent of a better technology for like the PS4 and Xbox One, can we have stages that don't lag?
That's a good question. I would like to take a guess on it, but I don't think anybody has any fucking idea.
Do they lag on PS4 or is it just PS3?
Yes, apparently there's still a little bit lag on certain stages. Like I think the Bedman people. Okay, I don't know for sure, but people have said like the Bedman stage still lags.
Even on PS4?
That's what people have said. Now, like I said, I don't know if that's true. I haven't gone in and tested it.
Have we had the people that actually know how to test, frames and droppage?
I don't think they've done it. Like,
well, here's my response to that. I am just making a very, very loud JO motion. Like,
yeah, I think
Wow.
the only person is basically you have to wait for Teya because he's normally been the one who's tested lag in the game.
Yeah.
He's the person who basically came out and said that PS4 DualShock 4s have a problem if there's multiple systems in the room. Like the signal gets garbled as fuck and starts lagging, like bad.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
So wait, so you mean to tell me if Revelator is PS4 exclusive, that
Pad players are
pad
screwed.
players are fucked?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Hope you get that Hori corded pad.
Yeah. That's what people need. That's gonna help out a lot. Because it's got a wire.
Yeah.
Because apparently the Bluetooth interference starts just adding, extra frames.
Oh yeah,
there's just too many.
You're catching hella data in there. Like you're catching like people's phone calls and shit.
wait, is this a new Leo color?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
He's got like the whole Skullomania thing going on.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So far, all the new colors I've seen so far, I like.
There's an
added
order. There's
Ragnar to the
basically
game?
a Haas Kai color that's really sick.
Neat.
Yeah, they added Ragnar to the game.
Damn.
He's pretty emaciated here.
No,
Pretty-
Soul has a
good.
chip color, and I don't know if he had that in the original.
This red?
No, it's the same color hair, same. Just Chip's default color looked like.
Weird.
It was annoying. I didn't like it. I don't like Chip, by the way.
Nobody really likes Chip.
No one likes Chip.
You just have it out for drug addicts.
Is Leo like
Probably.
from like Holland or something? Because he does the windmill like a lot.
No, yeah, he's Swedish, man. He's supposed to be Daisuke's foray into Viking metal. So
Well, there you go.
What?
I don't know.
you telling me he's not
His
Viking
moves
metal?
are freaking in like German, basically.
Yes. That's what
all
I'm
his
saying,
moves are
dude.
in German.
So I assume that he's.
Then why is
supposed
his
to-
last name like Whitefang and not like I don't know?
He's from the
Weiss,
German lands.
I'm
all
telling
right,
you,
dude.
man.
Weiss.
He's not.
Whatever Fang is.
German names sound
The
better than
Germanic
Swedish
people,
names.
man. Look, how far do we have to go? Come on, do we have to go back to the tribes here? Like, damn.
I don't know. My last name's Gerber. That's German apparently.
I mean,
You're from Germany, is that
if
what
he
you're
had
trying to say?
bagpipes in his theme song, he'd be Celtic there.
Yeah, there you go. Wow. Okay.
I think it also might have been Gerbervitz like a long time ago. So I don't know.
Gerbervitz.
Yeah.
Is that like those like Gerber snacks, like the cookies?
Gerbervitz.
No.
I have a poster that just says, "Do you have Germans hiding in your cupboard?"
Oh man, but yeah. So if you wanna, make something happen, consult with your nearest Japanese Guilty Gear player. Drop him a $5.
And if you want to know more about Revelator, just tune in to twitch.tv Jonio-san. That's JONIOSAN, one word. He's the resident streamer at Mikado, if you didn't already know.
Yep.
And he already is streaming the game currently.
And their quality is getting much better.
Yeah, Jonio-san's been doing a really good job trying to step up the streaming from the arcade.
I mean, Jesus, somebody had to. Speaking of good quality, though, Toshingeki Kotsu, everybody probably saw it already, but I just want to comment on, like, the production value of that. Humongous. Very impressed.
That shit.
It didn't look like butt. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
But whoo boy,
Yeah.
did the pro gamers get blown out. Their backs were hella blown out.
Oh, man.
I still really enjoyed the Koichi win when they did the replay, and he's just like, "Oh, that was good," and they told him, "Dude, that was you playing," and he just nods and just doesn't say another word.
Like, that's why it was good, you see.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah. Just how
I mean-
sick is that? Just like, yo, that was a pretty good win. He's like, yeah, that was you playing. Oh, I know.
Yeah, I'm well aware.
Yep.
That's why it was so good.
You fucking kidding me? I'm a fucking legend.
You don't think I know that?
I'm Koichi.
Pulled out the
I
old
invented
Miles
Eno, not you.
Shoot, man, this is my boy Iron Man. Like he had it, and then he lost the exact same way that every Kai player loses. Is when they thought they had meter to like YRC the air stun edge, and they didn't. And that move has so much delay on it on like whiff that
Then you just drop to the ground and you're like, well, I'm gonna die.
yeah, like the Faust player's like, wow, did he really do that? Ah, fine, man. Just walks up to him and bam over the head.
Just punches him in the face.
Yeah,
The
man.
best part about that too is that like his son essentially does the same shit because people are like, I'm gonna close out the round. I'm gonna spend all my food meter. Shit, he didn't die.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god,
Dream's
heartbreaker.
dead.
He just couldn't get it back because the way he lost, he just all the way it went out of his sails.
Yeah, I mean, Machabu wasn't even allowed to try to put his entire team in the backpack. You only got one round, so you could only do so much.
Yep.
He and Mugen were the only people who won for the pro gamers. So,
Yeah, man.
and I fully expected Mugen to win, although it was closer than I thought it would be because I think Sol Ramlethal is a shit matchup for Ram. Holy God.
I still, you definitely saw that one clip that's going around where she does air down dust, and it gets counter hit by Fafner from like a mile away.
Oh yeah, that man. That
where
was
he
just like,
punched the smoke.
Dude, the smoke has like a hurt box. I've been noticing that when I play against Steve's Leo, like he'll just do 6P from halfway across the screen and I get counter hit. I'm like, that's not cool.
Yeah, I thought that was a little strange too, but it was an entertaining evening. Pretty good send off for Exert Sign in Japan. So
No, yeah, it looked like it was a pretty cool event. It seemed like everybody was pretty excited about it, and the fact that it was sponsored by PlayStation is pretty nice for. I mean, I guess that probably confirms that we're not going to see Exert on Xbox One at all.
yeah,
Oh no!
Yeah, but I mean,
Why did I ever purchase this
So that
Xbox?
also
You can play
One?
Blaze Blue.
confirms Capcom versus Arc System Works, right? And then Kunio's gonna be in
Well,
it.
I don't think that's
And
how that-
Rival Schools characters, and y'all can fucking shut up, let my dream live, and
no, I'm not,
Anthony over
I'm
on
not
the
even gonna
couch,
kill
"Can I
that one.
live? Can I live?
I'm not even gonna kill that one because I like the idea, but I'm
I'm
actually
gonna kill it because it was born dead.
yeah. We're gonna be having like a eulogy for Tony's dreams after the show. If you want
All-
to donate anything to
all Arc System Works needs to do now is just also buy the license to Rage of the Dragons, and then
they could probably have that for like $5. Like what did what did
Yeah,
SDK sell its
they
IPs for?
probably
Like
could.
60 million? Come on.
I just watching Revelator, it's pretty. I mean, it's not surprising. It's really refreshing how good the color selection is in this game. It's like they put color back into the game.
Yeah,
Dude, the Jacko stage might be one of my new favorite fighting game stages of all time.
Because there was so much like red and orange and yellow in
You know,
Xrd.
It's like they paid attention to Street Fighter 4 biggest fault. It's that it's just all red and orange.
And now, like in Revelator, everybody's got like greens and blues and even purple colors, or like really really nice clash with like the way the shading and lighting is done. Like if they have like a red and a white, it'll just be like, I don't know, it just looks so much more stark.
Well,
Like,
do
the
what I want
contrast,
to.
I'm
the
telling you,
contrast is way up in this
this
game.
blue beach stage, like I fear, let's just go to the beach. Like, can we just go take an excerpt setup to the local beach and just play that there?
I just want them to bring back like the old Guilty Gear X colors that were like super sharp and contrasty. Where you
Some
have
of those
like
we
a
need to
light
fix.
blue and a black, and you're just like, wow, this guy looks like a freaking like cracked out Smurf.
No, because then they're gonna start giving me the Nerd Josh Faust color, and that's the last thing I want to look at anymore.
Jesus.
so did Potemkin again not get enough buffs?
Nobody got
See,
any
that's
buffs.
the thing is, yeah, apparently they went on record saying that nobody has any changes except the characters that were new.
Yeah.
New,
Like everyone got the mechanic
what?
changes, but
Yeah, just like as in only Jacko and Johnny have been changed since the Loketetsu.
Oh, okay. I
Like,
wasn't sure if you
so
meant, like,
everybody
Leo
else is
and-
supposed to exactly be the way they are in 1.1.
Which is interesting
pretty
because
cool.
now that means that in theory, we can still be in step with Japan as far as like updates go. We just don't know the Johnny and Jacko matchup ever.
Which is kind of good because that means by the time we get console, we'll actually be ahead of Japanese arcades because they'll probably do changes for console.
Yeah.
Like they did last time.
Right. And that's pretty cool considering that Sony has been fairly like, putting money in Capcom's pocket to say, why don't you, not saying ignore the arcade market, but throw a little bit of something our way a little bit more often, And so they may be saying it to Arc Sys now too. And that's what I think that we're seeing here with Revelator is more of an emphasis on possible console updates and then arcade, catch-ups.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe Sony will be like, hey, why don't you throw some real tournaments for once, Arc Sys?
Well, and so that's the thing too is we don't even know because there could be, since we don't know how long they're planning on having Arcade Revelator out, like they could, honestly, Jam could come out whenever she comes out, and then like a month or two later they could just do changes for everybody.
Yeah.
So it's so hard to say at this point because we obviously have no idea when console is going to even be a thing. So
yeah, that's gonna be as usual the rough wait, but it's made easier by the fact that at least we're not falling behind.
Not yet, at least, which is nice.
Yeah.
So it's good. I'm happy that some characters are coming back. Johnny and Jam and Revelator looks cool. Jacko looks like she might be a problem, but maybe people will figure it out, and we just don't know what the hell we're looking at.
Oh wow!
I think,
Somebody's sorry to cut you off, but somebody pointed out that the characters actually have damage on their models now.
Yeah, Steve. I was talking to Steve earlier, and he said they get dirty and stuff. And I was like,
yeah, like
really?
Kai has a bit of a scruff on his beautiful face.
Well,
in addition to his hair
got
falling apart.
messed up anyways, yeah. But that's cool. They're putting more charm into the game.
Well, it felt weird that only he had that
intros are
anyway.
still
Right?
whack, right?
Intros.
What's still whack?
Intros.
There's
it's
obviously
static.
it's still the standard static cinemas, but I know that Elfelt got a new one. Ram has a new winning cinematic, so
I don't know. I feel like I think they might be afraid that, and including like custom cinematic or like special cinematics might mess up the positioning at the start of the round for whatever reasons because they're all the same models. It's not like they,
right.
just have like a totally separate animation set for the intros. It's like this is the same model you're about to fight with. So,
Come on, man. No clash battles though or anything like that.
I agree. I want them, but
Well, the thing with them having so it's not just the models. They've gone on record saying that they go hand by hand, frame by frame, to adjust lighting, to adjust the models to make sure that everything looks right.
right.
So in our world, it's like, yeah, we just put in this 3D model and rotate a camera around it and make a thing that's unique, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's probably going to look like crap. And that's how we ended up with Street Fighter 4.
Yeah.
And its visuals. But the fact that they're taking these painstaking efforts to make sure everything is correct to their standards frame by frame, it's a resource thing.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it before, where it's like, yeah, I would love it if we had character-specific intros where, Eno gets a sour face at, Soul being on the opposite end of the screen, and we get that loud bleeping sound effect that we got in the
in the
XX
story
game.
mode.
I really love that sound. I really want it to come back. Like where she just starts swearing.
It's like the feedback from the guitar.
Yeah, that one's so good.
Or even the old like Hoss Slayer intro.
Oh, that one's
yeah,
the
dude.
best.
But seeing how visually impressive and upgraded that Revelator is, it's possible that they're at least thinking of doing it. Like they've added a lot of things to this that weren't in the original game. Like most importantly, super finishes now have a flashing screen again. So
Yeah,
that's nice.
It's really reminded me of the old Super Turbo Sunburst. Like
Yeah.
it's so much more noticeable
Like it's
than
just
it's been in a long time for me. But
It's
maybe
actually
that's
kind of
just
weird to think. It's weird to think that 1.1 didn't have it.
yeah.
right?
We haven't had it at all.
I totally forgotten. People are like, oh yeah, old Guilty Gear always had that, and I was like,
Yeah.
wow, you're actually right. I completely forgot.
I think almost every fighting game since the 90s had it.
Yeah, it's a requirement kind of.
Yeah.
So it's good that they brought stuff like that back, and so they're working towards like getting this up to a level of familiarity, I guess, that most Guilty Gear fans have with the game. We just gotta bear with it.
Yeah. But so kind of moving on, since we didn't want to take the whole show. I know Chris had some very angry words for Sega.
Oh. I feel like I can't just... Oh, hold on a second. Let me check this website real quick. That's right. PlayStation 4 is going to be the new home of Phantasy Star Online 2. I was kind of excited at first when I heard that, because I thought to myself, like, hey, Sega's still doing some kind of work updating this game. So they're not completely, like, giving up on it, or possibly. And now they're putting it on a console that, is doing well across the world, so maybe they'll put this game across the world. Maybe this will be available to people. Of course it wouldn't, because Sega doesn't want to make money. Apparently, there are no plans for PSO2 to be going anywhere outside of America and Southeast Asia in the foreseeable future, despite them going through the efforts of putting it on PS4. Now, some people are arguing that, well, PSO2 is not the kind of game that, a company can just throw out there and, be ready to go off the bat. And I'm like, I sympathize with that. I agree. MMOs are not easy to set up. And yet everybody fucking does it. It's not like there is some huge insurmountable mountain that you can't climb when it concerns like bringing out an MMO. Some horrible MMOs have come out and in a very short amount of time. It's not like it's not impossible. At this point, it's just a matter of, like, do they want to do it or do they not want to do it? They know people want it. They know people are asking for it. They're acknowledging it. They just aren't doing it.
Well, I was thinking about this after the tweets that me, you, and SK were in.
Mm-hmm.
It hit me, like, why put it on PS4? Okay. What if Sony made a deal with them saying they would pay for the servers in Japan, or just all over Asia, but that's it? And if they want to take it outside of Asia, they're going to have to, do the server shit on their own. What if that's the case?
I mean, it's possible that's the case. I could see Sony, like, wanting to take advantage of a market that's already doing well with the game, and them just saying, like, hey, yeah, we'll foot the bill on, the hardware, more or less. At the same time, I almost feel like Sega was in a position to say, we've already got that covered, Like, we were even, like, here's the part that's really annoying. So, Sega's already got Japan covered with this game as far as the PC market goes. For PS4, if Sony wants to help out with that, that's great. But they've already gone on record as to being open to selling this game to other distributors so that they can distribute it in their country. That's what's going on in Southeast Asia. PSO2 is ran by a third-party distributor. Yet that is not an available option for anybody in America. Like, this is an active like aggression against America, I guess I could say.
Chris,
I know.
The dream is dead.
The dream is dead. But I just feel like it's weird. Like, why is this just not something that they're interested in? Do they think that they can't, like, be the biggest MMO in America? Like, sorry, you're never gonna beat WoW, but that doesn't mean you can't make money here.
I feel like it's maybe not even just as much of that as it feels like most console MMOs have not done well in the US.
No, they haven't.
Other than say, like, I would even go so far as to say that Final Fantasy XI didn't do that well here. 14 seems to be doing pretty well, but also it's cross-platform with PC.
Right. And so was Final Fantasy XI. PSO, the original, was the best console MMO, like strictly console MMO.
But it was also one of the first.
Right.
In like first MMOs, obviously, that a lot of people had ever experienced. Of course, I had predecessors on PC, obviously. Yeah. But, like Evercrack.
Ugh.
But I feel like PSO was just really different at the time. And Phantasy Star World did shit garbage here. Or whatever the hell it was called. Phantasy Star Universe?
Phantasy Star Universe did horribly here. And yes, there is a known, like, bitterness between Sega and its fans over that game. Like, Sega kind of feels like we sabotaged it because we should have just kept playing it until they made it better, supposedly. And they didn't even do that. They killed it before they even had a chance to make it better for both America and Japan.
So, I don't know. Go for it.
It's mostly frustrating because they had that article in Famitsu that was released a couple months ago, where they basically acknowledged that they had lost trust with the fans and that they were feeling really bad about that because they literally could have done the exact opposite of what they did, and they knew that the entire time. and they pledged to regain trust and make things better, and I guess by doing that and by saying that they meant doing the exact same shit they've been doing for the last 15 years. And like some people are arguing like Sega still does stuff, they just came out with that elephant game. Like, yeah, did you know it came out? Did anybody know that?
I don't even know what game you're talking
that
about.
That badass elephant, exactly, right? Like
I really have no idea.
It's like the first release from Sega in 4 years, and nobody even know it exists. And they just continue to lay off staff in America, despite saying that they want to foster a better relationship with
Chris,
American fans.
We can't have a new Yakuza game in the U.S. We can't have a PSO2 because Sonic Boom 2 has to come out.
It's Crash Bandicoot of Sonic games,
was
man.
So good, it was worth it.
Like I had an argument with that somebody in a bar about that like 2 nights ago. Where somebody said like, well, what are they supposed to do with Sonic? If Sonic Boom is obviously them trying to take an honest approach to a new Sonic generation of players, and I'm all like, first of all, they sold the IP to France, so they could do whatever the hell they want with it, and France has decided that they want to make a TV show out of that shit, and it's not even like a good TV show. Like how you're watching a shitty TV show made in 3D art is when the episode title is a still from the fucking episode, and it's got like Comic Sans emblazoned over the characters. Sonic runs afoul of a German.
So
written by
this came out of France,
Eric
right?
Manchester.
Chris, you said this came out of France?
This came out of France.
Okay.
So the guy was all like, well, what should they do with Sonic? And I'm like, you know what? At this point, what do they have to lose? Why don't they reach backwards into the Archie comic archive, because they own all that shit anyway. If it wasn't for them, it wouldn't even exist, and say, let's do something with those IPs. Obviously, there's a community of people that read these books. It's not completely crazy that somebody would make a comic book video game or reverse engineer that shit. Yeah, sure, it sounds goofy, but does it sound any goofier than Sonic Boom 2?
So you mean to tell me you want a game about a comic that's based on a game?
Yes, I do. I would like a comic.
So you want to get hella meta, is what you're.
I want to get hella meta. I want them to be like, you know what? We are willing to sell this IP, our beloved IP, our mascot, to this no-name fucking company.
You know what? If Sega really wants to bring Sonic back and make Sonic relevant, you know what they should do? Give the IP to Nintendo.
Yeah, that would.
That's the only way it's gonna work.
That would help.
Like, there is no other way it can work. It has to be.
Sonic's dead. Like, Sega cannot make a good Sonic game. They even tried to make an old Sonic game with Sonic 4, and they didn't. It's basically just. It visually looks like old Sonic, and apparently plays like ass.
What about Sonic Colors? Was that?
Sonic Colors was apparently pretty good, from what everybody has said.
It was weird though. The thing about Sonic Colors was that you had like one stage that was like a regular stage, then you had like 6 or 7 stages that were like 20 seconds long that were just like little other like mini stages.
Oh.
And then you had a boss fight. So it wasn't bad, but it was just like the pacing of it seemed weird because the first stage was like good classic like solid 4 or 5 minutes of just like Sonic action with this new gimmick. And then the rest of them were like, hey, get past these boxes or do this or do that. And like it went by pretty quick.
Yeah, I feel like the Sonic games that have been good in the last 15 years or so suffer from the same problem that some of the more recent Star Fox games have suffered from, which is like, this stage is really fun. What the fuck is going on in the rest of this game?
Like they worked really hard on like one part of the game, and then the rest of it was just like, man, I am spent.
Yeah, like Star Fox Assault, I think it was called, for GameCube. It tried to ape the 64 game, at least in the plane sections, and those were pretty fun. And then they're like, now you have on-foot sections, and I'm like, this is the most tedious bullshit ever.
Yeah, it just wasn't fun, and I applaud them for trying something new, because obviously they anticipated a stale formula forming. So they are like, let's just mix it up, and they just didn't do their homework on it. They didn't know how to write an on-foot sequence.
Yeah, and honestly, they didn't do anything to change up the stages to make it look like they even knew what making a layout for a stage was.
Yeah.
Everything was just like the same fucking colors, and God, it was just garbage.
And that's one thing I can't stand from developers, where they're just like, I like that idea of beloved characters going into environments they don't normally go into and just adapting to it. That's a great idea. keep that shit up. But you gotta research it. You gotta look at what other people are doing and say to yourself, how do I want this to look? I want this to at least be fun to play. If it's like completely foreign to my fan base, I want them to feel somewhat comfortable so that when they go into it, they're not just completely turned off by just being thrust into this completely like unfamiliar environment and just have a horrible time for the next 3 hours.
So, since we're on the topic of this, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that people actually don't like Star Fox. I'm gonna say, like, there are fans, but I don't think they actually like the games. No, because like, think about it this way: the first Star Fox came out. It was a really, it was a pretty good game. People liked it, but nobody really played it. Star Fox 64 came out. Everybody loves it. Heralded as the best game possible. Every other Star Fox game has not received any critical praise, like at all. Like none of them. Obviously, the Planet one everyone hated. The Assault people didn't like. Command, nobody was really too thrilled for that either. Like all these different tries, going more traditional, going completely off the wall, somewhere in between. Nobody liked any of that. And then they re-release the game and they're like, oh yeah, 64. But I feel like it's more like they like 64 because they like 64. I'm not convinced that people actually like Star Fox. Like the people like Fox because they like the characters and they like Smash Brothers. Obviously, it's like nobody actually really likes F-Zero except for a small group of people. But for some reason, Captain Falcon's their fucking favorite character.
Everybody likes F-Zero.
It's stupid.
Like
F-Zero's great.
I kind of agree with you to a certain extent, actually,
I feel
because.
People don't know what they want because they're like, I like 64. Oh, you released a completely different game? I don't like that. You released the exact same game? Yeah, it's okay, but you didn't do anything new. Nobody knows what they want. They're not actually Star Fox fans.
Yeah, they're just fans of, like you said, Star Fox
universe.
64.
Yeah.
And the universe and maybe the one game, the standalone game. Because they're not going to go back and play the original Star Fox. They're going to go back and play it even on an emulator, and you'd be like, this is shit. The game's moving at like 20 frames per second, and, I'll just play 64 if I want to play a Star Fox game. I think it was... Star Fox 64 obviously was like the remake. It was actually pretty good, but also I think the time frame was it's like, check it out. We have a new 3D console, and this has 3D gameplay, and it's also got multiplayer. Multiplayer's 2 stages, but it has multiplayer. You're having a great ass time. It was just kind of like the perfect storm for like a foray of a new developments. Like
I think
obviously.
the weirdest...
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Finish.
I was just gonna say with the Super FX chip, obviously it wasn't gonna work too great on.
Yeah.
The Super Nintendo, but they had a whole new thing where it's like, all right, this 3D's our thing now. This is what we're gonna try. So obviously, it kind of just improved the game. But
I think what's weird is that they took one tiny thing from Star Fox 64, which was multiplayer part, where if you got the perfect medals, you got to unlock the characters walking around with rocket launchers. Yeah. And they're like, man, let's add that to the next game. That's what people want to see. And I'm like, where the fuck did you get that idea?
Well, because, the multiplayer, you can play as, on this stage, you can play as the R-Wing, the Lead Master, or you could be on the ground. And, like, people, thought it was a nice gimmick until, like, let's just do the ground stuff also. Why not?
Well, they just didn't build anything around it, though.
No, they didn't. You have all these different guns that essentially act the same way, except because they're all, like, rapid-fire shooting kind of guns and, like, a rocket launcher. But it didn't really do anything too interesting. And then you have to fly around the stage, but...
And I definitely agree with you about about F-Zero, because people say they like F-Zero, but I don't know that many people who actually own the games.
I know of very few people, probably less than I can count on one hand, that are actually.
Well, add me to the list.
Same here.
Yeah.
I mean, I have them, but
no, but like not owning the game, but like actually enjoying it. Like a friend of mine, he liked F-Zero. And not so much that he liked GX, he literally unlocked everything. He beat everything on the hardest difficulties and played through the game. And then I think someone like stole his memory card and deleted the file. And stuff.
Holy shit!
Wow.
But like, he's a legit fan, and everyone was like, "Oh, Captain Falcon's so sick," and all this other stuff. And it's like the games were nothing like this.
Yeah.
And apparently, Nintendo's never making another one again because they don't know how they can change it. When in reality, people don't want to change. They want new maps, maybe a map creator, and
finally, map creator. There we go.
I like the one thing. The weird thing for me is I like F-Zero, but I hate Wipeout. And I know there's a huge bunch of people who love Wipeout, and to me, Wipeout is the most boring fucking series ever.
Yeah, Wipeout's like take a really boring, generic, supposedly fast racer, and then like let's just kind of make it kind of like, Diddy Kong Racing, but with less shit and like, not interesting.
Yeah,
Flat,
I don't
fucking-
find Wipeout interesting at all.
But they made like
I know,
what?
but
They
I
made
know
like
a lot of
18
people
of
who
them.
really like it.
It was just really simple to make, and they got like 8 of those games, right?
See, people don't play Wipeout for the racing, man. Like, people like the F-Zero because you have, your Capitan Falcons and your other cast of characters like Mr. Eat a Dick Man.
Yeah,
And-
Mr. EAD.
You have those characters, and they, that's how they flesh a world through them.
Also,
But-
real F-Zero fans don't like Captain Falcon because he's shit.
Yeah, he's fucking Garbo.
Yeah, it's all about Black Bolt.
I fucking was. I always
Oh,
played
wow.
Pico in the first game, even though he was not that good. But I mean, come on, his car's called the fucking Wild Goose.
Yeah, man, that was pretty sick.
That's a sick name.
Okay.
Did Captain Falcon have any kind of art, or was he a character before Smash Brothers?
Yeah,
Or was he just
They
a name?
did.
Dude, they
I
made
think,
anime
as
about
I
him.
recall, the F-Zero, doesn't the instruction booklet have like a little comic in it?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Yeah, he exists. He's a bounty hunter that's also a racer.
yeah.
Okay.
He races after his bounties. Like,
Because it
literally.
was okay. So it was Captain Falcon, Pico, Samurai Gordo,
Samurai Gordo's also the shit.
then the guy who drove the yellow car, whose name totally escapes me.
Dude, like you know what was really amazing about F-Zero
Dr.
GX?
Stewart. There you go.
What was probably my favorite moment about F-Zero GX that I am so sad that they never will get to expand upon unless they make another one is they had a story mode, and in the story mode there were stages where you were just drag racing in F-Zero cars on cliff sides. It was just like the sickest shit.
Yeah, some of that stuff was pretty cool.
And then the final story, you find out you got to fight the ghosts, and what are the ghosts? Nintendo, Sega, and Namco. It was back when they did their, what is it called, the Triforce thing or whatever.
Yeah.
That was and like they still do a lot of stuff together. Obviously, we have Project Cross Zone 2 coming out here pretty shortly, and they still have really good, like Namco Bandai essentially gave their team to be made to make the new Smash Brothers and all that stuff. Like, I'm really glad that they have decent interpersonal connections with these other companies. Yeah, and plus, not to mention, like everyone's like, oh, we're talking about how you want a good Sonic game, give it to Sega or give it to Nintendo. But you want a good F-Zero game, give it back to Sega. Sega kicks ass. to make
Actually,
it.
no,
Oh yeah, no, totally. I actually got to play fucking AX in the arcade.
Oh,
the full,
man.
Yeah.
the full cockpit. That game is tight as hell. It's also gonna explode like after 6 months of use, and it cost $1 bajillion to play. So, but it was really cool.
But you didn't barf, right?
No,
Okay,
but
good.
the whole car does move. It's so tight.
Yeah, man. Like, I think. Well, not getting too much into that, but I do think like stuff like that still has a place in today's gamer world. I mean, if it doesn't, then what does? Like, we're already talking about expanding horizons for gamers in their experiences. So, what's wrong with digging into the past a little bit and saying like, hey, that kind of worked. We just didn't believe in it.
I think if we're talking about going into the past and digging things up, I think if one game is a good indicator of what can be done with that, it's the new Kid Icarus game.
Oh yeah.
That seemingly did really well, actually. So,
and for an IP
and they
that
pulled
barely
Kid
is, I
Icarus
remember-
fucking out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah.
they're like, I swear to God, they honestly were like, well, let's put Pit in Smash Brothers, so I guess make him a new game.
And people were just like, hey, I remember this game that only had one like entry ever.
Hey, there was a Game Boy game.
That's true. And like I'm not completely I'm not completely jaded. Obviously, there are other like old IPs that are gonna come back. Like obviously, we're gonna get another Battletoads eventually with Rash being in Killer Instinct. So
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of
Not
set
to
for
mention, have you actually seen the Shovel Knight?
Yeah, that looks awesome, man.
Like the Shovel Knight thing. I actually saw it. It starts off with you hanging on a rope, fighting one of them, going downhill, and then you have to get on your bike and then race past them while fighting dudes. Like,
Yeah, man, that
They
was
literally
sick.
just make. So Shovel Knight on Xbox One has you fight the Battletoads,
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
that's tight.
and they literally remake like old Battletoad stage during the level.
Like they have the Wookiee hole, they have the freaking turbo tunnel, and then at the
Yeah.
end you fight Rash.
Yeah,
That's cool.
It's like, and the music is the same, and then they have the remix Shovel Knight like Battletoads track at the very end. It's just really amazing. and like you're playing as Shovel Knight, like doing all the things that you would as a Battletoad, and then you get the Battletoad armor, like the Toad, I think it's called the Toad gear at the very end.
Yeah.
And it turns you into a Battletoads character. You, like, instead of just swinging your thing, you like poke with your shovel, and at the very end you do like power hits. So like you do like a giant fist, and you can dash attack and get like big horns on your helmet and stuff. It's really cool.
I'm still waiting for the physical release of Shovel Knight. It's supposed to be this fall, right?
October, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be sweet.
Yes. So, kind of got off track as we often do. Any other fighting game news anybody wanted to talk about?
Let's see. Capcom's gonna be doing another stress test in the next couple days for Street Fighter V.
Yes.
Supposedly, I haven't done any reading on it, which is why I say supposedly. I guess cross-ups have been changed in Street Fighter V in some way. Don't know how, but I think it's harder to cross up people now, or easier to deal with cross-ups. Same thing, really.
There's a cross-up indicator, and there was an initial problem with Street Fighter V where fake cross-ups or real cross-ups that look fake would not register as you actually getting crossed up. So it was essentially rendered that entire indicator completely useless. But they have since fixed that, supposedly.
That's good.
Okay, so that gets Street Fighter V out of the way.
And then that is what? It's the next 2 days, right? From, I think it's 4 p.m. to midnight Pacific Standard Time.
Tuesday and Wednesday.
Across North and South America.
Yeah.
This is a stress test, right? Not
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
just
this is just testing netcode.
With,
and then they said once
Cammy and Birdie available?
I think. And then once these tests are done, they said they will announce when the official 5-day public beta will start.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that they said that they're not doing the PC until fall, but what fall's like next month? So are they gonna push that back too?
I guess.
I don't know.
The first Pokken Invitational Tournament happened in Boston over last weekend, and the game looks fun. It looks weird from just watching it, but all the people who I've talked to who played it, obviously I talked to Steve, and he got to play in the Invitational. He said the game is a lot of fun. He said he's actually going to buy a Wii U for it. So,
Okay.
And that means
I'd say that's a pretty good sell. Then Nintendo at least got somebody out of it.
And they played it on arcade, and it's also coming out for arcade at Dave & Buster's, I believe.
That is the word, is that Dave & Buster's is going to be getting the game. I don't know exactly when, but
that's cool though. I mean, any more arcades in America, the better, right? I'm kind of interested with how much Namco is putting into Pokken's release and advertisement. I'm kind of wondering will Square Enix do something like that for Dissidia? Because a lot of people want to play that too.
I don't know, maybe.
I think it's somewhat similar of an idea. So they really got nothing to lose, honestly, at this point.
So Street Fighter V was taken care of.
Pokken.
There's Pokken.
Oh, River City Ransom Underground obviously is on Steam Greenlight, so go check that out. You can check out the Twitter at River City Ransom. They'll have a link for the Steam Greenlight page where you can vote to have it put through, and of course that the proceeds go to charity for that. So we'll be doing a good thing through violence. The game looks amazing, honestly. There's some things that I wasn't too thrilled about at first. Me and Tony talked a lot about this, about how some of the animation just looked kind of choppy, but I couldn't tell if that was due to old footage or if that's just maybe the YouTube video, because everything else in the game looked great except for those weird choppy spots.
So I wanted to touch on that too. I have a lot of negative things to say about it so far, but not I think it's bad. I'm just very skeptical about certain IPs that I really enjoy. That being said, while I do have skepticism, I think it shouldn't matter because I'm going to pay full price and play through probably everything in this game so I can form a full opinion upon it, and then I'll probably give a review or some kind of words at some point.
There you go.
I don't know, but I'm really gonna scrutinize this because I like I said, there's things that I really enjoy about this, and I want to make sure that they have the original creator, and they talked about how it's officially licensed. I want to see that it's River City Ransom and not not necessarily not shitting on Scott Pilgrim, but I want to see Scott Pilgrim too. Yeah. I don't want it to feel like that game. I want it to feel like an actual Kunio series game.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, in other River City or Kunio news, Arc System Works actually came out and said that they want to make new games from all of the Technos IPs,
Yeah.
including Kunio, and that they would be interested in bringing those games to the West too.
Yeah, like I'm so thrilled. Like obviously in 3DS hacking news, you can play region free, but if you have YouTube downloaded on your 3DS and install a hack, I'm gonna import like all the games I couldn't play it. So like I'm gonna go nuts and catch up on what I missed. And if they have more for me, hit me up. I'm a community manager right here. Fucking let's go. I want to play Kunio so goddamn bad.
And I'd say lastly, in some kind of sad news, obviously a lot of people have heard now that Next Level in NYC is going to be closing early in 2016. It's not all bad. Obviously, Henry Sen has said he plans on finding a new place to basically host for the community, but for the time being, it's kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Again, Coast has to lose a nice staple and have to wait.
I'm not really sure what to think about that, because if they lose that, Spooky sounded like he was out, like judging from the video. He might have just been upset at the time of what way it was going down. I'm sure they can probably talk him into maybe streaming for a new venue if they find one, if he even wants to anymore. But yeah, that's like, that would be a huge blow to East Coast.
Yeah, I think, so it's supposed to close in February, so at least for the next, what's that, about 5 or so months? I don't want to do the quick math in my head.
Assuming that he wants to keep going until February. I'm hearing stuff like he wants to quit next week.
No, Spooky says he wants to make next week's the last one he streams. That's what he said on stream.
Spooky had said he was not doing, this was going to be the last Next Level he does. He said this week.
Yeah.
But apparently Henry's lease, I guess, is up at February, and that's when they're going their separate ways. At least that's what he said on Twitter. I don't know what the, I don't know all the backstory behind that.
Well, nobody does. We just know what we saw on Twitch and what he said on Twitter. So.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's frustrating, but I totally understand. Business partners have disagreements about whatever. People go their separate ways. Hopefully, Henry will find something else, and just as soon as when Chinatown Fair closed and Next Level was up within like 2 months, hopefully there will be that small of a turnover in New York as well.
Well, I think they would recognize that there's money to be made there. So.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's all I got. Oh.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Alex. Welcome to the other side of the mountain.
Yep. Now you have to play Super Turbo. Sorry.
Yep.
Oh.
He's at work like a true 30-year-old.
So he has to stop playing Third Strike and play ST?
Yep.
Oh, then that's good. Yeah, cool.
Third Strike is a young man's game.
Yeah.
Give it a few years. Once Third Strike turns 20, which is not that far off, then people who are old will be able to play Third Strike.
Cool. And in other news, Sega has not announced Virtua Fighter 6. SNK has not announced KOF 14 or Mark of the Wolves 2 or Art of Fighting 4 or Last Blade 3.
But we are getting a Beast Blasters pachinko machine.
Yes, we are. And that's how you know SNK is going to be rolling in that money.
That's right.
Pachinko the future is now. Money. The future of pachinko.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Future is ka-ching.
Yeah. Like, they're so broke that NXT just straight up stole their, catchphrase, and they just can't do anything about it.
Damn, yeah. They gotta hold that shit.
Also, on a similar note, the Chinese stock market went to shit today.
Yeah, good timing, right?
And dropped everybody else's, too.
Yeah, so it screwed up legitimately screwed up the world economy. But, a Chinese company bought out SNK. So what's going to happen there? Will this affect them? Will this affect the pachinko sales?
Yeah.
I don't know.
SNK is like, we already made our 60 mil, we're out.
Find out next time on Pachinko Desperation Radio.
Yeah, that's not how it works, Chris. SNK didn't make their money because the people who owned it made money, but the company itself, SNK, is still there, and now it's ran by
those suckers will never make money. They're gonna die in their seats.
Probably, yeah.
But all right, we are a little bit over, so I think we'll wrap this one up. Anybody got any finals?
No game company for old men.
That was whack.
That was so quiet too. It was just sort of depressing in the background.
Yeah, that's great, Tony. Good work.
I hate board members, and
And everything.
And executives.
And video games.
I'm making an executive decision to shove fucking 9/10 of my foot up your ass.
Did we announce
son
that?
of a
All right.
bitch.
Did we announce?
All right,
that we
thanks
sent money?
everybody for listening to SDR this week. So from everybody here at Super Desperation Radio, good night and good luck.